So I know it's a cliche, but they say that tools often define the kind of art that you're able to make. So what interests me about this project is that how are the tools that are changing in arts journalism going to redefine the ways in which we write about culture? I'm sitting here with Nihar and Jacqueline, and we've been monitoring what's been happening on the web. Nihar, what are people saying?
Well, as you mentioned, Doug, people all over the country are watching this, and we have 17 live satellite gatherings. So the comments on Twitter and on our live chats are really coming in by the hundreds. And I just want to do a shout out to some of the places that we have live satellite gatherings, which you didn't mention earlier. American University in DC, obviously one of the country's central points for arts and culture. We have Cal Arts in Valencia, Carnegie Mellon, and we even have some art museums like the Walker Art Center in Minneapolis, and even some newspapers, albeit small market ones, the Virginian Pilot in Norfolk. So definitely people are watching and commenting on the presentations and what you're saying, and I think you've echoed this point earlier, but I think what this summit really means is that there's a lot of concern from arts organizations around the country about what the future is going to look like, but we also have people talking about the future, but right now as well.
Exactly. Yeah, for example, Associate Professor here at Annenberg, Josh Kuhn, tweeted that he's collectively defining the future of arts journalism, hopefully the present as well. So that's one example. Then he also asked, how do we change these conversations to discuss arts journalism in languages other than English? And then we also have Kinsey Moreland, who commented on Ustream. And the comment says, I quote, "The summit inspired me to bring the arts into the web upstart where I work." And today, from the comment, it seems like they're editing a video on cowboy poetry today.
Oh, that old cliche, cowboy poetry. To that point, it inspires people, but I think a common reaction that a lot of people would have watching these is that this is some really impressive work, and that there's a lot here to be proud of. And we have a comment from Michael Moraine in Des Moines, Iowa. "I have a feeling this summit is going to make me feel lazy."
I see he used 5 A's.
He used 5 A's, so yeah. I think he may have actually fallen asleep on the A. So. But anyway, like Doug said, we really need your comments and your questions. So we have a Twitter feed, live blog. Please hit us up, and we'll share your comments. Me and Jacqueline will be filtering through them, and Doug will periodically be checking in with us. And Doug, I think you have our next presentation.
I have a soft spot for cowboy poetry. So in another life, maybe. Our next project is a very different sort. If Sophie was a tool, this is an example of something which is being birthed in the belly of something larger. Every traditional media company in the world is struggling to reinvent itself. Radio companies can't just stick to the airwaves. They have to deliver across all platforms, just like newspapers and just like TV. The reinvention isn't simply about delivery of new formats. The very nature of what being a radio network means has to evolve. NPR Music, which is a kind of a site within a larger site, has been a little pioneering insurgency inside the walls of NPR Mothership. The unit's goal is not just to tell you about things that you'll be interested, but try and bring you the things themselves. They produce concerts, host discussions, and present musicians. They're not just delivering information, but trying to convey the important elements of the experience itself. Unsure that traditional critics are the best way to actually express what an artistic experience is, they blur the lines between journalist and audience. It isn't that NPR doesn't believe in critics or that they don't even use them, and they have lots of journalists, and we have a couple of them with us here today, actually here in the hall. It's just that journalists' roles have evolved into media platforms through which they're delivered. So is NPR Music a presenter? Is it a producer, curator, journalist? And where does the journalism fit in all of this? Journalist Anya Grundmann runs the team for NPR Music, and she's going to explain how NPR is trying to recover how it, or rethink how it covers music.